The story of Sun Wukong more in depth. Sun Wukong's story begins unlike any other. He wasn't born of man or beast, but from a stone egg infused with the power of heaven and earth. From the start, he stood outside the natural order, destined for greatness, but also chaos. Black myth Wukong reflects this by showing him as both feared and revered, an outlier in a world of gods, demons, and mortals. Wukong's early quest wasn't for battle, it was for immortality. He traveled across the seas to study under a Taoist master, learning forbidden arts like transformations, spells, and secrets of eternal life. In fact, he didn't just achieve immortality once, but multiple times, stealing peaches of longevity, drinking celestial wine, devouring Lao Zi's elixirs, and mastering his own immortal body. It made him quite literally unkillable. In-game, his resilience and diverse abilities hint at these legendary conquests. One of Wukong's most famous skills is his 72 earthly transformations. These let him become animals, objects, or even other people. But there's always a catch, that being that he can't hide his tail. In Black Myth Wukong, this ability inspires the shape-shifting mechanics, letting players harness the same trickster magic that made him unpredictable in myth. Wukong's arrogance exploded when he realized even heaven feared his power. He stole weapons from the Dragon Kings, bullied the lords of the underworld into erasing his name out of the Book of Life and Death, and finally demanded recognition from heaven itself. The gods offered him titles to appease him, but when he realized they were meaningless, he declared war. Armies of celestial warriors couldn't bring him down. This rebellion echoes through Black Myth Wukong, where every battle feels less like a personal struggle and more like a war against the heavens themselves. Eventually, Wukong's rebellion ended when Buddha himself intervened. No gods or generals could stop the Monkey King. Only the Buddha's wisdom and power prevailed, pinning him beneath a sacred mountain for 500 years. This wasn't just punishment, it was preparation, a way to temper his pride before his true journey could begin. In Black Myth Wukong, this theme of punishment and redemption lingers in the atmosphere. Is our Wukong a villain, a hero, or something in between? After centuries of imprisonment, Wukong was released on one condition. He must serve the monk Xuanzang, escorting him on a pilgrimage to the west to retrieve sacred scriptures. Along the way, Wukong fought demons, spirits, and monsters, many of whom wanted to eat Xuanzang to gain his holy power. Among them was Baigujing the White Bone Spirit. She was cunning, transforming into 3 different disguises in hopes of tricking the monk and luring him into danger. Each time, Wukong saw through her illusion and struck her down, only for her spirit to return again in a new form. By the 3rd strike, he finally destroyed her completely. But in Black Myth Wukong, her story is given new weight. The game hints that she was more than just an enemy, but that she was someone who stirred something in Wukong's heart. A forbidden connection between the rebel monkey and the alluring spirit. And when duty forced him to eliminate her, the cost wasn't just her life, it was a wound carried in his soul. The game's subtle references suggest Wukong never truly moved on. Behind the jokes, the bravado, and even the rebellion, there lingers a shadow of longing. The White Bone Spirit became not only a fallen foe, but also a symbol of the one thing even the immortal Monkey King could not conquer, his own aching heart. At first, Wukong's nature as a violent trickster clashed with his new role. But over time, he became a loyal guardian, embodying discipline as much as defiance. Moving on to Wukong's staff, the Rui Jingubang, was once a pillar used to stabilize the seas. It can shrink into a needle he hides in his ear, or expand until it touches the heavens. In the legends, it weighs a little over 13,500 pounds. So yeah, fair to say not many could lift it. The game honors this weapon's mythic status, showing it as an extension of Wukong himself. What makes Sun Wukong so enduring is his duality. He's the ultimate trickster, rebellious, arrogant, and unstoppable, but he is also a symbol of transformation. His punishment and redemption mirror the struggles of human nature, our pride, our mistakes, and our potential for growth. Black Myth. Wukong doesn't just retell his story. It invites us to walk in his footsteps, balancing chaos and responsibility. In the end, Sun Wukong's legend is too vast for any single game, or even any single documentary. But Black Myth Wukong captures the spirit of a hero who challenged gods, outwitted death, and found redemption in protecting others. And as players, we get to experience the myth not just as a story, but as a living, breathing journey. Because with the Monkey King, there's always more mischief, more battles, and more hidden lore waiting to be uncovered. Stay tuned for future lore drops on the story of Black Myth Wukong. There's much more that hasn't been said.